is up, everybody? It's Elias from Worship Bass Room. This is the second video to the new series I have on how to create a worship bass line. Today's going to be another fun one, and let's dive in right away. Alright, so this chord progression we have is the 1, 4, 6, 5 progression. Again, another super standard, super common one. And I'm going to kind of show you what I did to this progression to add some spice to it. For all these progressions, there's going to be two main parts to it. Again, and that is rhythm and melody. So we're going to start with rhythm, go over some of the basic rhythms I did, and then the melody. So this progression was pretty syncopated without any rhythm. This is what it was. So those two, or the second and fourth chords I play are on upbeats, which means they come in on the end of the beat. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. That's kind of how you count it. And then in between, we can add more hits. So stuff like that, just to help it groove up a little bit. So for the rhythmic side of this progression, it's pretty simple. Just get that syncopation down and you can kind of add whatever you want. But what I like to do with this is, to really make it, is add a lot of melodic parts. All right, so you first got to get down the main progression and try to look for different places you can play that progression. So instead of playing the E here, you can do the open E there. You could do an E there, E there, or even E there. Same thing with G, G there, G there, open G, G here, and do that kind of for all the notes. Get familiar with where you can play each of the notes, because that again in itself, even if you just stick to the chords, I'm playing it, sounds completely different then. So get kind of familiar with the different notes on the fretboard. But aside from that, I'm going to show you kind of a few of the licks I did and then a few of the chord substitutions I did. So we're going to start with the chord substitutions. So when I say that, is basically the bass is going to play sort of an inversion of the chord. So if we're playing a 1 chord, that's going to have every chord is the 1st, 3rd, and 5th. If you want to learn more about that theory and all that, you can check out my course right here. It's got all that stuff and more. But for now, I'm going to kind of stick to the basics. So 1st, 3rd, 5th. So the 3rd of the 1 is this B note. So there were times when I played that instead of the G to start the progression. So instead of going, I did something like, but the G was still being played, so I'll only play higher up so it's not as muddy. So you're getting this kind of sound. The other instruments are playing that as a main chord, but you're hitting that. So it just gives it a different feel. And then I did the same thing too on the D. I played the 3rd, so the 3rd is that F sharp right there. So I think I did something like, and then I landed back on the D, because right after the E, it's normally that D chord, but I went up to the 3rd. You can play it there or there. And yeah, so that's kind of the inversions I played. I think when I did the B though, I did a little, so I cycled in between the 3rd and the 1, but up the octave. So that G is right here and the B here. That's a cool little trick you can do too. And then some of the licks. So the first main one I kind of did, and you can think of it as a lick, you can think of it as just, I'd like to think of it as more of a melody that I'm playing with the bass. Like a vocalish sort of sound than a real like lick, but you can take that with a grain of salt. So I did. So is the main part. it's keeping the chord progression. You're just adding the before the D. So. And then it just goes into. So that's a little pentatonic thing. Starting on the 9th fret D string, 7th D string, 10th A string, and 7th A string. So it's a little fast, but you'll get it. So. You want to make it a little easier on yourself instead of having to slide all the way back down there. What you could actually do is just play that G right there, so you're already kind of in position. Like that. And just start the progression with that, so I'll show you. Still works, just a different feel. So again, you got a lot of flexibility with this progression. I like to stick to pentatonic scale, throw in some stuff, but yeah, experiment. Just kind of keep to a certain rhythm, and then you can kind of move around within that. So that's really it. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video lesson. Peace.